welcome. So, this is how it's going down. Tonight, we are going to we're going to go ahead and start up this book here. The whole thing. Not just kidding, yeah, right, that would be so much to do. All right, I just got to get my tests in place. Hopefully, is it working? Where you at? Okay. So far, so good. I see y'all piling in. Great to have you. Welcome. There he is. Yeah, that ought to let me know. How's it going? Yep, okay. Sound is good. Audio is good. Wonderful. All right. Let's get a little music going. A little background music. Got a background kitty playing. Welcome in if you're just coming in. Great to have you here. So, we're going to do like I said, I'm going to do some readings of Aleister Crowley's, some of his instructional stuff, his pamphlets. There he is. Okay, cool. So that's what we're going to do right now. And like I said before, too, most of these I think are going to be pretty quick. Some of them, this one I'm going to do right now is literally going to be, it's not going to take long at all. This might be like a 20-minute stream tops, you know. Some of the others might take like an hour or so, but let's go ahead and. So I better grab myself a drink. I'm gonna get thirsty. Nah, just kidding. I can wait. This one's gonna be way fast. So maybe if people are in and hanging out and want to talk about some stuff after, then I might grab a drink. But for now, I ought to be just fine. Welcome in. Welcome in if you're just coming in. Oh, good. Finally, a book that'll take up this whole stand. That's cool. This thing is huge, man. Yeah, this one would be hard to do right now. Okay. If that music's too loud, someone please let me know. Oh man, yeah, this book might prove a challenge to put on the stand. Well, we'll make it work. We always do. Okay, so tonight we are going to read from Liber III, Vel Jugorum. And I'm going to do that so that hopefully you can start putting these into practice right away. Well, shoot. Let's see. There's gotta be a way I can make you work the way I want it to. Nice, that'll do it. Okay, cool. Coop TGS, what up, brother? Yeah, thank you very much. I'm glad you're excited about it. Yeah, this one will be good to go through. This one here specifically, hey, once your goddess, what up? What up? Popping in. Cool. The squad's coming in. Good to have you all. Much love to you. By the way, for the newcomers, my name is Jay Valdeo. I like to study and practice magic and yoga, tantra, witchcraft. Just keep that between us, though, huh? Just kidding. All right, you guys. So, Liber III Vel Jugorum, Section 0. Behold the yoke upon the neck of the oxen. It is not thereby that the field Is it not thereby that the field shall be plowed? The yoke is heavy, but joineth together them that are separate. Glory to Nuit and to Hadith, and to him that hath given us the symbol of the rosy cross. Zero, hey, good to see you. I'm so glad to have you here. What's up, my brother? Much love to you. Hey, would you guys mind letting me know if you can hear this music in the back okay, if it's a little too loud, if it's just right, all of that? All right. In the meantime, glory unto the Lord of the word Abrahadabra, and glory unto him that hath given us the symbol of the Ankh and of the cross within the circle. Three are the beasts wherewith thou must plow the field: the unicorn, the horse, and the ox. And these shalt thou yoke in a triple yoke that is governed by one whip. Now these beasts run wildly upon the earth, and are not easily obedient to the man. Nothing shall be said here of Cerberus, the great beast of hell, that is every one of these and all of these, even as Athanasius hath foreshadowed. For this matter is not of Tifereth without, but Tifereth within. Okay, so section 1. Actually, hang on, let's check some of these oh wait, that's not going to be a footnote. That's going to be in the back of the book. Okay, never mind that. So section 1. The unicorn is speech. Man, rule thy speech. How else shalt thou master the sun, and answer the magician at the right hand gateway of the crown? Here are practices. Each may last a week or more. Avoid using some common word, such as and or the or but. Use a paraphrase. Avoid using some letter of the alphabet, such as T or S or M. Use a paraphrase. Avoid using the pronouns and adjectives of the first person. Use a paraphrase. Of thine own ingenium, devise others. And boy, let me tell you, I've tried this. I've tried some of this a little bit, and this is, yep, you have no idea just how weak your will is until you start trying to work through some of these. Thank you, Uncle Al. All right. On each occasion that thou art betrayed into saying that thou art sworn to avoid, cut thyself sharply upon the wrist or forearm with a razor, even as thou shouldst beat a disobedient dog. Mothra, what up? Welcome. Much love. Glad to have you here. Feareth not the unicorn, the claws and teeth of the lion? Thine arm then serveth thee both for a warning and for a record. Thou shalt write down thy daily progress in these practices, until thou art perfectly vigilant at all times over the least word that slippeth from thy tongue. Thus bind thyself, and thou shalt be forever free. Now, I'm not going to suggest using a razor blade, as Crowley here suggests, but what I will. Oh yeah, is what? Where did you? Was that in? Did he talk about that in one of his books, Mothra? Mothra says Robert Anton Wilson did this exercise with the word "I." Pretty intense discipline. I've only read from him Cosmic Trigger so far, but man, oh, I love Robert Anton Wilson. Welcome to everybody who's just coming in. Glad to have you here. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I'm not going to recommend the razor blade unless, like, you really feel called to do that, because you're going to probably end up slashing your arm up pretty bad. Oh, okay. Mothra says Robert Anton Wilson used to bite his thumb. He talks about it in his lectures. Okay, cool. Actually, I feel like I did hear that. Yeah, that, and then he would bite down on it pretty hard. But so what I would suggest, and what I even do myself, is for a little bit of this I've been doing. Rubber band, because that'll wep you up good, and that'll probably serve in the meantime. Pretty swell. I'm already working on a little discipline right now, which is why I've done that. And it helps. It helps to really get those results quick because it's, man, my wrist feels really sore and welted, but boy, oh boy, am I making these improvements fast with it. So that is what I will suggest to all of you as well. All right, then. Section 2. The horse is action. Man, rule thine action. How else shalt thou master the Father, and answer the fool at the left-hand gateway of the crown? Here are practices. Each may last for a week or more. Avoid lifting the left arm above the waist. Avoid crossing the legs. Of thine own ingenium devise others. On each occasion that thou art betrayed into doing that thou art sworn to avoid, cut thyself sharply upon the wrist or forearm with a razor, even as thou shouldst beat a disobedient dog. Feareth not the horse the teeth of the camel? Thine arm then serveth thee both for a warning and for a record. Thou shalt write down thy daily progress in these practices, until thou art perfectly vigilant at all times over the least action that slippeth from the least of thy fingers. Thus bind thyself, and thou shalt be forever free. Section 3. The ox is thought. Man, rule thy thought. How else shalt thou master the Holy Spirit? And that's the one I'm doing on the rubber band right now. You could say there's a couple things that sometimes I'll kind of stew on. And so I've just been really welting myself good with these rubber bands as soon as those thoughts might start coming up, because it's not helping anything. You know what I mean? It's not helping me to stew on some of these things. And I'm sure you, in your own way, can relate. Okay. How else shalt thou master the Holy Spirit, and answer the high priestess in the middle gateway of the crown? Here are practices. Each may last for a week or more. Avoid thinking of a definite subject and all things connected with it, and let that subject be one which commonly occupies much of thy thought, being frequently stimulated by sense perceptions or the conversation of others. By some device, such as the changing of thy ring from one finger to another, create in thyself two personalities, the thoughts of one being within entirely different limits from that of the others, the common ground being the necessities of life. Of thine own ingenium, devise others. Oh, this book is such a brick. Okay. On each occasion that thou art betrayed into thinking that thou art sworn to avoid, cut thyself sharply upon the wrist or forearm with a razor, even as thou shouldst beat a disobedient dog. Feareth not the ox the goad of the plowman? Thine arm then serveth thee both for a warning and for a record. And don't forget some of these things he's saying here, for any of you who are, which I think most of you are pretty familiar with Kabbalah and tarot and all that at this point, that ox aleph, ox goad is lamed, right? So that's the fool card, and then that's going to be the justice or the adjustment in the Thoth deck card. And as we know from our path studies, uh, that that those meanings behind those. And so Crowley, he's everything he said was certainly with and for a purpose. Okay, this last bit. Thine arm then serveth thee both for a warning and for a record. Thou shalt write down thy daily progress in these practices, until thou art perfectly vigilant at all times over the least thought that ariseth in thy brain. Thus bind thyself, and thou shalt be forever free. Cool Stingray 6325 says, conformity gate will still happen, just not at 8, at 107, 1007. Trust me. Sick. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about, but if somebody here does, then good. That must be for them. Welcome in either way. All right, you guys. See, I told you that was going to be quick. There's Liber 3 for you. So, by the unicorn, by the horse, and by the ox, may you obtain a stronger discipline and a more steady resolve upon yourself and your will. For all of you who showed up, I love you so much. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm gonna make some of these ones quick, but certainly apply these in your life. As Uncle Al says, keep in your magical diary, keep a record. What I did, well, the goddess and I both did when we were trying to go through, especially that first part with the speech on the unicorn, was trying not to say and right there, see. So what I did was in my magical record for each day, I would put I would keep tallies every single time I would say that word and betrayest myself, right? So do that. Hopefully you'll make progress. Don't sweat yourself if some days you do better than others and other days you slip up good. See, good thing I'm not doing it right now. I would already have had to make quite a few tally marks. However, we'll go ahead and start applying this ASAP. ASAP. Start with the speech. Work through it in the sections. If if you're not aware, that one thing that's usually not good to do is overload yourself, because I'm sure you all already have your different practices and disciplines, and so to just decide, okay, I'm going to hurry and just do all of these aspects of Liber 3 that our dear buddy Jay put up, that might not work out so well, you know what I mean? Miguel Rodriguez, what up? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Okay, so start with the speech. Pick one of those words, and as Crowley said, re-listen to this, go back on it. It's going to be quick. This hasn't even been 20 minutes. That's way fast. As Crowley said, pick a word, but also from your own personal genius, come up with others. Start with the word, then start with the letter. Boy, it is just very not easy, very challenging. But hey, you are all up to a challenge. Coop says, "Hey Jay, are you familiar with Liber Aha?" You're talking about one that is that one that Crowley did, or are you talking about Israel Regardi's Aha? If so, then only familiar, haven't read it. And Zero says, "Yeah, if we keep it simple, we will progress really good. No matter what we think, we are the soul. We never be a part of it." Facts, my brother. And you know that. Oh yeah, you know that for sure. I'm grabbing that drink while I'm waiting to see what Coop says about Liber Aha or Liber, however you want to say it. I don't know. Liber Het. Okay, yeah, this one we might, this one isn't as much a practice, but this one I'm not going to do it right now. But see, it's another just 1.5 pages, and oh boy, that one, yeah, that one will make your head spin. That's for sure. Okay, Coop TGS says Crowley's Liber Aha. It's one of the most intense things I've ever read. No, I haven't read that one, but I'll have to check it out. I don't think that one's, I don't know if that one's in here. Let me take a look real quick. There he is. Look at him, the beast himself, huh? There with the magical tools, magical robe. Sick. No, that one is not in here. I'll look it up though, because I know that some of those harder to find ones you can usually still find online, especially because I'm pretty sure most of Crowley's stuff has gone into the public domain. Or at least that's what I'm told. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't look into some of this stuff. So a lot of things I look into, but that is not one of them. And I saw something in here just barely that gave me a thought for it. Oh yeah, okay. So just a brief overview real quick. So see some of these ones that I'll probably go through and do. I'll probably hop on and read Liber E next. Liber will do probably do Liber O, Liber Astarte. That's his one on Bhakti Yoga. Probably hop on to do a reading of Liber Het. Liber Thisharb is his one. I'm pretty sure on backwards thinking. So yeah, man, dear Uncle Al touched just about all the bases, and so we're gonna do the same because we are students of magic, baby. Oh yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. I'm not gonna ramble on anymore. But Coop, thank you for that suggestion. I'm gonna check into Liber Aha. I know Liber, I don't know. I think everybody just calls it Liber Doth. That one definitely was a trip to think about, just basically driving yourself insane momentarily. So I'm sure Liber Aha will be sick, man. Thank you so much. Zero, One True Goddess, Moth Raw. Thank you all for showing up. Dope to have you all. And to the newcomers, Cool Stingray and Miguel Rodriguez. Hopefully you guys stick around instead of just, I don't know, say things I'm not really sure what you're talking about. All right, y'all. I'm out. It's been Jay Balvale. Much love to you all. Be sure to hit a like, share, and subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you on the next one tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to go ahead and start into. I decided what book I'm going to go into. So these are kind of a side quest, and then the book I'm going to go into on a live stream, we're going to do a yoga book, and it's going to you guys are going to love it. So be on the lookout for that in the mornings. But if you guys are working or whatever, then don't stress yourselves out. Okay, bye bye.